There we are. Yo, yo, yo. What is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix. And this is going to be your daily tarot and astrology reading for Hump Day. I would do it a little bit louder, but I'm making this a little bit later than I usually do. Don't want to wake up the neighbors. Anyways, this is your astrology and tarot reading for Wednesday, July 31st of 2024. Thank you so much for joining me in this video. Hopefully you guys are having a wonderful week so far. Cosmic Conversions is up on my page, so be sure to check that out. It was a little bit of a longer one. Instead of covering 7 days, I covered 10 days because your boy is going on vacation. So I covered from Wednesday all the way through to the following Friday. So, 10 days. It was a good one. Journey Through One's Heart. Be sure to check that out here on my YouTube channel. But let's go ahead and hop into today's daily to see what we have in store. Well, interesting enough, we got the Devil card. Interesting. I've gotten this card somewhat recently too. So I think it was like when I was using my other deck. So I got this a couple other days ago. So the Devil card, this definitely could be speaking to like temptations, desires, carnal pleasures, carnal desires, desires of the flesh and stuff. Let's see what else we have with it. Well, I have the Knight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I think this is about, just thinking things through before we do things. Knight of Swords is very much so, it's the fastest card in the deck that wants to move quickly. It wants to get things done, wants to charge right in. With it being in reverse, we definitely want to just, double think when it comes to these desires, these manipulations, these things that may seem enticing, that may seem fun, that may seem interesting and edgy. We just want to think twice before we jump into anything, especially anything that might, pull on the more carnal pleasures of the carnal desires, if you will. We want to just make sure that does this fit in with me? Does this fit the narrative? Does this fit, where I'm going at in my life? Is it spiritual in nature? Does it make sense, or is it just something that you're doing just to have fun and to kind of get out of maybe like a certain like mindset, or maybe just try to switch it up just to change up the energy without really any direction or purpose. We want to just make sure that we're not just jumping into things. Astrologically, it's interesting. We have this moon in Gemini. It's going to, of course, finish up in Gemini, but before it goes into Cancer, it's going to make two squares. It's going to make a square to Saturn to start the day, and it's going to square Neptune to end the day. And in between, it's going to sextile Chiron and Cardinal Fire Aries, and it'll sextile Venus and fixed fire Leo. So it goes water, fire, fire, water. So it's kind of interesting how that works. And it almost today kind of does feel like a day where it could go full circle too. Because like I said, it starts over with the Saturn and Pisces, then Chiron, then Venus, and then back around to Pisces. So there is sort of like this, the day kind of comes full circle, if you will, just emotionally, where, I talked about it. I went a little bit more in depth on my daily, on the Cosmic Conversions Weekly Astrology Horoscope, how it's a day where attitude's going to really be a big deal. We want to make sure that we're maintaining a positive attitude throughout the day. We want to make sure that we're not allowing those kind of weird Chiron aspects, those weird little woundings, those weird little, victim complexes to kind of get in the way. We want to, make sure that we're feeling the love today. I think that's the whole Venus moon sextile. Is like, can we actually feel the love? And then it comes back around to squaring Neptune before it enters into Cancer. So it's like, yeah, I think emotionally we may be we could be potentially all over the place. We could be we're getting dragged from mutable water to cardinal fire to fixed fire back to mutable water. So, I think a day like today where emotionally we could be potentially all over the place, it's kind of good to kind of slow things down with that Knight of Swords in reverse, so we can actually focus and kind of see where we're actually going. Because if we're just kind of really flowing through it without really kind of thinking things through, without really having much of a focus, it can be easy to kind of get suckered into that devil energy. Right now, I have the Strength card in reverse too. So, I think it's interesting how the Strength card and it's the Knight of Swords that are the both are the reversal cards, and the upright card is the Devil card. So it, for me, that lets me know is that like we actually need to have the strength to, slow down and to chill out and to think things through and to not jump right into things. It may be a little bit harder to do that. The Devil card upright, it's a little bit easier to kind of go in that route. You know, I think the other part here too, that we have to take into consideration is that we're building up to a new moon in Leo. We're building up to this Mercury retrograde, and Mercury is slowing down. We're building up to Venus entering into Virgo. So Wednesday is definitely a day of where the energy is building up, and says, it's one of those days where we have to we have to dig a little bit deeper to kind of find our strength. We have to dig a little bit deeper to find our courage and bravery. Today might be a day where you may say no to some things with that Knight of Swords in reverse. You may say, no to maybe different invitations and different things of that nature, despite the fact that this moon in Gemini is making some positive aspects, like I said, to Chiron and Venus. But it could be a day where we may end up saying no to some things, maybe no to some invitations, maybe because it may lead us down a weird alleyway that we've been down before. We know it doesn't really lead anywhere, and just because we feel like it may be enticing, we feel like it may be exciting, and we've probably been there before, but it's like we know where it leads to. We know where it leads to. So it's about having, that strength and that courage to, slow down when you need to kind of focus, to kind of hone in on things, and to, I don't think the Devil card is per se like negative here. I don't think it's like super, super negative. I just think that we can be potentially enticed today in going in directions that probably are less than favorable, if you will. I think the lesson of the Devil card coming up here is just like knowing, I feel like it's more of like a troll energy today than like something that's like really, really like negative. So I think it's, learning how to deal with the troll energy in life. And that probably has a lot to do with, like I said, we get trolled in the beginning with the Saturn square. Then we get like positive stuff. And then we get trolled again at the end with the Neptune. So it's like, don't let the world troll you today, especially with that square to Neptune at the end, which is going to bring the collective subconscious element into it at the last degree of the entire zodiac. Don't let the world like troll you today. So that's why I said, like, in my weekly, maintain a positive attitude is going to really get you far today. Now, for the Oracle card, I do have the card of gold. Attract abundance. It's funny, like I said, like, I think today could be a day where we may fall for fool's gold. Maybe that's what the whole Devil card is here saying too. It's like you may be offered something and it may seem like it's golden, but maybe it's really not. That's why you have to kind of like use that Knight of Swords to be like, okay, like, am I rushing into something? Does this actually make sense? Is this what my heart really wants? But we can attract abundance today, and the way that you attract abundance is by being abundant, by having an abundant mindset. I know that sounds corny as hell and probably very new agey, but it's about having an abundant attitude. And when you have an abundant attitude, you naturally attract that abundance. I guess you also have to ask yourself, what does abundance actually mean to you? Because abundance can mean different things to different people. You know what I mean? So I think generally when people think of abundance, they think of money. They think of like wealth. But abundance doesn't necessarily have to mean just money or wealth. It can mean many different things. So I think it's about, you defining what does abundance look like to you, and how do I attract that into my life? Well, you attract it by being it, by becoming it. And like I said, it starts with your attitude, especially with a moon in Gemini. That's going to already be kind of like frazzled thoughts and kind of like all over the place. At least we have some sextiling energy to some fire, which should help to, motivate us and inspire us. But yeah, do your best to not get too lost in the sauce today, is what I'm trying to say. That's going to do it for your daily reading. I trust this message will assist you on your journey today. And that's what I have for you guys. So y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful hump day. I will see you all on the next daily tarot reading. Like I said, be sure to check out this weekly astrology horoscope, Cosmic Convergence. It was a good one. You're not going to want to miss it. Peace.